Okay guys, welcome back. And you know the season has officially started. It's officially golf season when we've got our great pal Ronnie in with us.
Rocket Ronnie.
It's not the season until we've got you in testing new product.
I'm so thrilled to be back.
Yeah, well, we're delighted to have you
Yes,
back.
thank you.
This feels like normal times are resuming.
A little bit, yeah, it definitely does.
Bit by bit, piece by piece, and we're delighted to have you back.
Honored.
Yeah. So, in honor of having Ronnie in, we can test things with Ronnie that we can't normally test. There are certain things that we want to show you guys, topics that we think will be massively valuable to your games and set composition, and manufacturers are doing incredible things, but often, you know, we're never really going to do those topics or clubs justice because Matty's just going to overpower them, or you know, the ball flight will be all wrong.
It's a different category for sure.
Is, yeah.
Since the PGA show, we've been talking about doing this with Ronnie when we were down there.
We have.
So this is, I'm glad we're finally doing this.
Yeah, I had some examples at the end of last year with we're talking about XXIO equipment.
Yep.
So I had some examples of fits at the end of last year with clients, and you know, we have an extensive array of shafts and heads on the wall and in the drawers. But even at times, you still feel like you're missing a trick, and I did feel like that a couple of times with some of the products, and for us, XXIO was the missing link for the senior golfer who's looking for the extra punch, the extra pop. Ronnie, maybe talk to us from your point of view. Yeah. You know, you're the one who's really striving to always improve his game, and this stuff's made for you.
So I was with you at the PGA show.
Yeah.
I knew you were doing the XXIO video. I was expecting to go to the XXIO trade booth, and we ended up at Srexon.
You thought it was a standalone company.
And I mentioned earlier offline, my view of XXIO just changed dramatically when it was part of this legitimate OEM that has a lot of research and history, and it's proven develop great design and develop great clubs. My view of XXIO changed dramatically. So what I gleaned from that interview you did with the head of product development was
Jeff Brunsky,
I'm the prototypical target market,
you are,
right?
You definitely are.
65, swing slow. My driver speed is 90 in a good day. Want the ball going higher.
We're always fighting that fight for lift.
Height and descent angle, that's my struggle, and we've been working on that with the balls and the clubs. So, just trying to get the ball higher with some speed and spin.
Yeah, exactly. And that's what these clubs are made
Absolutely.
for. So we've a few different ones to try today, Ronnie. We're going to focus this particular video on the sort of difficult area of the bag for a lot of players who's maybe in the slower swing speed or mid to slow swing speed range, which becomes like long irons into hybrids. Which iron do you switch out? And you reminded me of a conversation that we have had a couple of times with regards to when we transition.
Yeah. So I was mentioning that we've been together for 8 years. You've been helping me get better. I've always been very open-minded to you. The one area that I haven't been all in was taking the 5-iron out of my bag. I don't have an ego, but in this case I have a little bit of ego where I'm not ready to take a 5-iron out of my bag, and I've been resisting a little bit, and you're suggesting because I don't get the ball high enough and I can't hold a green unless things are really perfect.
Yeah, it just gives you that element of control. It probably manages your miss a little bit better as well. So the shallower profile lowers the CG, your miss is low in the head. The higher CG of an iron, the high and forward CG of an iron doesn't cater all that well to the thin strike. So the hybrid is really going to work much better. So let's test that out and maybe see what we can see today. This is the 5-iron. What's your number? Where do you play this from?
170 total.
What's your guaranteed carry in your mind?
So I think unfortunately I may say 18 yards of run, so 152 carry,
fair enough.
which is not great. Ergo why, if I got to clear a bunker or water, this club is not part of my toolkit.
You want to tighten that difference up.
And more to that point of trying to squash that carry and total number.
Yeah, I mean, I learned that from you years ago, is try to compress
that.
Ronnie's run rate on that. So.
Fair.
We had a great little chat just before we got off online here about golf ball, and you said that Mizuno golf ball has been good for you.
It was part of the fitting process last year, and I don't know whether we did it by design or by fluke. It's the ball for me. 113 compression.
Yeah.
And for slow swing speed, it's great. And
spins more than anything. Else
it's just like, it's not even close either, is it?
Yeah. So very blessed to have come across the right ball for me.
Good. All right. Well, let's hit a few.
Nice.
I slowed it down.
Good.
That seems like exactly what you were talking about. Flew over 150 and ran out close to your number. Yeah.
Yep.
It's actually
pretty close to it there, isn't it?
Pretty close.
Yeah, decent spin. Sound all right?
Just living a little low in the head. That's all. Okay. I mean, a fair reflection on your 5-iron. Some really good ones.
Yes.
Couple out the gate beauties.
Yeah.
Living a little low in the head at times. So the net result is loss of height, loss of distance. Right? So we lose energy, ball speed came down a little bit.
What would you like to see height-wise for Ronnie on this club?
Love to start seeing it edge towards 70s. We always
70-ish.
talk about that kind of like, 6-iron speed to height ratio, and we're talking 5-irons here, so we might be a little bit less, but if we can, get
close
towards that.
Sounds good. Interesting.
Okay, Ronnie.
See that one's pretty damn interesting. Had to be 70 feet, eh? Ooh.
Ronnie.
What? Look at that. Oh! What is that?
In the many ways to skin a cat, Ronnie, this is where you kind of start playing with different things. So this has 3 degrees more loft than your 5-iron. So this is 29.
Yeah, 29.
Your 5-iron is 26. The shaft, so technically this should go shorter by conventional wisdom. Stronger lofted should go longer than more lofted. But we've offset the additional loft with a longer shaft on the 7 hybrid, right? And one thing I like to always say to people is forget that it's even a 7 hybrid. Doesn't matter what it's 6 hybrid, 7 hybrid. That doesn't matter. The loft matters, the length matters, and the result matters. So if we look at the launch and the spin and the compression of the carry to the total, that's where we're winning here. Like you said there, Matty, when we look at the land angle, 43.5 on average, hitting 80 feet.
You did more than you were hoping to do. You're hoping for 70 feet.
There isn't an iron that's yet been made that would give you that option.
No.
That's really cool. You had a high soft landing 160-yard shot, Ronnie. I don't think that's a shot that the 5-iron can produce.
I've just done 2 consecutive shots that I haven't done in my entire 65 years.
Just a totally different looking flight.
Which is a kind of an amazing thing, isn't it? It reminds me of the early days when when we first had the ability to interchange heads and shafts. And I remember going a lot of the time and taking 3-wood shafts out and popping them in 5-wood heads for people who would struggle a little bit with flight and fairway woods and things like that, because often just loft is just very friendly.
It really
and
is.
Using the shaft length and the weight of the shaft, Ronnie, it must feel very easy to swing.
It's lighter,
Yeah.
but comfortable.
Yeah.
I'm not manipulating anything. It just seems like a good swing weight for me.
Is that because, and good that you mentioned swing weight. You swing weighted a few of the clubs. They were in a reasonable range.
They weren't
D crazy.
D2.5 to D3 range, so
It's probably what Ronnie would play anyway.
yeah.
So that's what he's feeling, is the balance is nice. And the overall lighter weight is just easier to swing and get some. I mean, he swung 3-4 mile an hour faster.
Yeah.
The lie angle, one of the great things about the G410 is the ability.
Yeah.
This seems a little bit steeper than the G410s.
It is, yeah.
But flatter than my old hybrids from way back.
sure.
Okay.
These are not adjustable,
Not adjustable.
Not adjustable.
but they seem, for me, and I'm very hypersensitive, they seem okay.
Yeah.
I mean, you got 2 really straight shots out of it.
Yeah.
for what that's worth, right?
Yeah, absolutely.
Well, I'm in disbelief. I'm wondering who is that person that just hit those last 2 shots?
Well, if you were watching someone,
Yeah.
if you were playing with someone in the golf course and you didn't know what it said in the bottom of the club, I know you well enough to know you'd be envious of that ball flight.
It's a nice flight.
I would.
And that's now something that you can do,
Right.
right?
Remember the conversation we had last year on the mini driver versus the
Sure.
G410?
Yes.
And there's a point where the numbers were the same. And you said, well, Ronnie, would you buy the club? And the answer was yes, because I got more height on my G410.
Yeah.
I want to feel like I'm a proper golfer.
Sure.
For me, if I see the ball go in the air, I feel like I'm maybe a proper golfer. Hitting a low ball straight really kind of is not enjoyable. So I enjoy just getting the ball up in the air because I think that's the proper
Good
way to
piece of
play the
feedback,
game.
actually.
Hybrids are a great equalizer for that. You know, there was a time in golf when there was a very select amount, and it was actually the elite players were the only ones who could hit long irons high and land them soft. Weiskopf was one, Nicholas was another. There was a few guys of that caliber. And then hybrids came along and were a great equalizer for people, or lofted woods came along and done that same job. And that's what you're experiencing here is the ability to hit shots that you envy when you watch other people. You know, 80 feet is a
legit.
lot of height.
So nice.
Tons of spin. I mean, spin's jumped up 1,000, Ronnie. Launch, spin, and speed, everything.
Yeah, you moved them all at the same time, and he needed all 3 of them.
Right, let's see a
few
couple
more.
more swipes with this, but. Very close.
Close, yeah.
Just a hair behind it.
So I hit that fat.
Yeah,
More forgiveness with the hybrid versus the iron.
should.
Significantly better result with the hybrid, do you think?
Yeah, I mean, it's still getting plenty of air time in launch, isn't it? You know, it's still got up there to 69 feet.
That sounded really good.
Good swing, Ronnie. Good swing.
It's really nice to see the ball flying close to 160 like that.
Yeah.
It kind of puts you in a different, I mean, the problem is you'll hit 5-iron when the green is 160 to 170, but you can't really hit that green unless you can run it up. This you could actually fly at 160, it will stop within 5-10 yards.
So for my course, there are not a lot of opportunities for run-ups. There's always something.
Yeah, so you need to be able to carry it.
And you know my course a little bit, but
No, there's no run-ups. I remember it pretty
yeah,
well. It's mostly carries.
so
Anytime you've got elevation to deal with, it's a problem. And I just think of so many players out there. I just come to mind that everyone talks about the bunching of long irons, struggling to separate the 5 from the 6 and the 5 from the 4 and that sort of thing. And this really is the solution to that.
100%.
That just reminded me, you would probably have taken some money off me in Florida when we were playing down at Eagle Creek.
Eagle Creek,
17th hole, you hit a 5-iron, pitched at the front of the green, ran through the back. And I told you at the time, I said, that's why you need to get rid of that iron.
Such a good story.
Well, that's funny. I did a lot of learning on that hole. I was so proud of that shot. I was so proud.
Yeah.
I hit it nice.
Yeah.
I didn't account for the fact that I hit the front of the green. It was a long green and it rolled 18 yards. And you said, nice shot, but, and then I finally realized, I've got a problem.
That's the club that would have
Those would be landing
That was very humbling.
softly.
That's why I love you. You're direct and honest.
Such a
and I
good
thought I had a great shot and realized, no, not very functional shot.
Nice just to kind of find a club, Ronnie, that maybe just in a bit of a misfit way, you know, because this is basically going to come out the same loft as your 6-iron. Basically 1 degree stronger. Your 6-iron's 30. This is 29.
Yep.
Silly question, but you're comparing a hybrid to an iron, so
The numbers,
the numbers don't
the number is
matter,
the
really.
number.
Okay,
the,
so
the result is the key.
Yeah, right.
That's probably the biggest message to take away from how we're going about it. It doesn't matter how we get it
matter.
done.
So true.
We're just getting it done.
So Ian, I did a little bit of research before today's shoot. So XXIO prides himself that they've packaged an integrated club.
Yeah.
Grip, shaft, and head. So we've just basically taken a club out of the box,
We did.
and it seemed to have accomplished what we were hoping to. So
And that's the little sort of niche that XXIO has. It isn't for everyone.
No.
You know, you're not going to be pulling out of the into the demo bay all week, every week, but there's going to be times when there's probably nothing else that comes close. It's just such a unique product, so light, a bit longer, lots of loft, caters towards a very specific type of player. And you can see with their expansion in their own line, they're trying to get some more products for that, maybe cater to other players, a little bit lower in loft and a little bit shorter.
They have the
length.
X series. This is Prime. There's an 11 series in the middle. So there's sort of a spectrum to this. But I think this is a perfect example of this is what that club was designed to do. You can't quite get that long iron high enough. That just added 30 feet of height. It's wild.
Yeah.
So Matty, looking down at this, if you're a 6 hybrid, that would look very closed.
Did you like the look of it?
It doesn't.
Doesn't at all, does it?
It does not. How did they do that?
It's this, isn't it? This continuous. So the continuous color here, there's no separation in the hosel. So it makes it look square, doesn't it? Smart.
Oh, so you're saying there's some visual manipulation there.
Something,
TaylorMade does
TaylorMade,
that, right?
yeah. They used to call it a paint break, which was basically they take away the paint from round the hosel to make it look like there's less offset because the silver color continues. It transitions from the hosel down into the face.
Yeah, it works quite well.
Yeah.
It's very smart. So it's a club you could play. It doesn't bug you, the look of it?
No, I'm rather surprised.
It's good.
So in my quest to trying to get better, is this now part of my toolkit?
Yeah, I think so.
It's like an easy no-brainer, right?
It's an easy addition. Yep. Easily integrated. I think you'll start looking funny at me with the rest of your stuff, to be honest, because it will be like, how do we get the rest to feel this easy?
So easy?
This is awfully easy.
It's a good starting point, though.
I think so.
For the long irons.
Yep.
All right.
Okay, guys, hopefully this is making some sense and getting a few of you excited about some opportunities to improve some of that troublesome area in the bag with the long irons. I think lots of people will be listening and eager to go out and try something similar and get some loft.
Tons of people are going to see this and say, my 5-iron does kind of like what Ronnie was showing me. I want that height. This is something worth trying. Or a high lofted hybrid. I don't think it has to be as XXIO, but it is one that's quite easy to swing, so it's worth considering at least, right?
Yeah, XXIO is compelling in that the components are speaking to that player.
Yeah.
They're a bit lighter, they're a bit longer. There's everything about it's catering towards what we're trying to get today, which is speed, launch, ease of use. Tick all those boxes.
It just did a great job of it, yeah.
Excellent.
Love it.
Okay, guys, hope you enjoyed that as much as we did. We will see you again soon.